Hello everyone, I'm Meteorologist Charlie Ironmonger. Thank you so much for joining me today for your noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. Now we've got good news for those of you who are going to be traveling around the Havelock area, particularly emphasis on the around, as the Havelock Highway 70 bypass project has been completed. The Department of Transportation held an official ribbon cutting for the Havelock bypass this morning. Regular traffic will be allowed on the new highway coming up later today. The U.S. Highway 70 bypass project, which runs from northern Havelock to the Craven-Carteret County border, has been under construction since 2019. Traffic on the US 70 will no longer have to go through Havelock and endure multiple stoplights. However, some businesses are concerned that the lack of that traffic will end up hurting their bottom line. The project was originally projected to finish in the spring of 2024 with costs around $167 million, but construction was delayed and costs rose to $259 million. The DOT says that since 2019, the pandemic has not only increased the cost of many project materials, but also the timeline. Over the summer, engineers said the bypass would actually be opening next summer. Where here we are in December, opening today. And now we also want to highlight that the president is going to be in eastern North Carolina coming up later on tonight. He'll be campaigning next to Senate hopeful Tim Whatley. Now, Trump and Whatley will be at the Rocky Mount Event Center. That's on Northeast Main Street, and the doors will open to the event at 6 o'clock. Now, Whatley posted on social media earlier this week that Trump will be making the campaign stop in Rocky Mount today with him. Now, Whatley is among 5 candidates who have filed for the GOP Senate nomination. He has been endorsed by the president. GOP Senator Thom Tillis announced earlier this year that he would not be seeking a third term in the Senate, citing partisan gridlock in Washington and a desire to spend more time with his family. Now, former Governor Roy Cooper is expected to be the front runner for the Democratic nomination, while the candidate filing ends at noon today, which here we are at 12:02. And now we want to turn to, of course, the ongoing, really developing story about the mass shooting at Brown University. NBC's Aaron McLaughlin has more.
We got him.
This morning, after a 6-day manhunt, law enforcement announcing the suspected Brown University killer is dead from a self-inflicted gunshot wound.
We are 100% confident that this is our target and that this case is closed from a perspective of pursuing people involved.
The suspected gunman identified late last night by authorities as 48-year-old Claudio Manuel Neves Valenti, a former Brown student and Portuguese national. Police believe he acted alone. His body found late Thursday in a storage unit in Salem, New Hampshire. And in a stunning twist, the U.S. Attorney in Massachusetts says the suspect is also responsible for killing MIT professor Nuno Loureiro at his home near Boston.
He was sophisticated in hiding his tracks.
Authorities saying they believe the two attended the same university in Portugal.
My understanding is that they did know each other.
The big break in the exhaustive 5-day manhunt coming from a social media post and this man seen near the suspect on the day of the Brown shooting.
And he blew this case right open,
leading authorities to Valenti's rental car, which was spotted near both scenes. According to the affidavit, as the search was ongoing, a Reddit user posted that the police needed to look into a gray Nissan car with Florida plates. The next day, a man identified as John coming forward to police, saying the post was his and outlining his encounters with the suspect on the day of the shooting. First in the building's bathroom and then on the street, where he followed the suspect to his car and witnessed him walking around the block. The suspect eventually asking John, quote, "Why are you harassing me?"
That person led us to the car, which led us to the name, which led us to the photographs of that individual renting the car.
While the suspected gunman's motive remains unclear, authorities say the investigation is far from over.
And again, that was Aaron McLaughlin reporting. We now turn to your weather forecast, where air temperatures are starting to starting to plateau. They're going to be dropping coming up this afternoon as winds shift from the southwest that we've seen across most of the east so far today towards the west-northwest. That is going to help push in a lot of cold air that will really drop our air temperatures from the right now upper 60s, low 70s into the mid-50s by tomorrow afternoon. Here's a look at what we've got rain-wise. Still tracking again some showers near the Onslow County coast. I'd give it around 4, maybe 5 miles off the coast of Onslow County, but certainly again nothing drastic there. Certainly no severe weather anticipated. We've got clear skies tonight through the entire weekend, maybe a few passing clouds at times on Saturday, particularly for those of you kind of watching closer to the Albemarle Sound. But right now, again, the cloud cover is looking limited. 66 degrees out there in Greenville, west-northwesterly wind at 15 miles an hour. Once you see that wind shift from the southwest to the west-northwest, that's when your air temperatures will start to drop. At last check-in, an hour ago, Greenville was sitting at about 70 degrees. We've now dropped down into the mid-60s, and that is a fall that's going to continue to spread across eastern North Carolina. Those of you watching in Kinston already starting to see your air temperatures fall. Currently at 68 degrees, while at last check was at 70 at Kinston Airport. Now 69 currently in Jacksonville. We do have 70-degree readings in Washington as well as New Bern. Stumpy Point right now showing 75 degrees. Certainly warm, yes, and a lot of that does have to do with the southwesterly winds, but as those winds again shift, cold air rushes in. So don't be surprised if things start to get colder this afternoon than where they're at right now. That is just a function of the cold front finally working its way over the east and now again bringing in that cold air. Overnight lows are going to be dropping into the low 30s by tomorrow morning. As we head towards midnight tonight, we will start to see those upper 30s showing up. As far as rain chances go, nothing really looking like a slam dunk all the way through the next 8 days. Now, keep your eyes on that area of high pressure as it moves off of our coast. That will help encourage air temperatures to rise on Sunday. But then we look to the north and we have a frontal boundary there. Now you'll note that there's really no moisture along that boundary. It's really just kind of cloud cover sitting there. That is again another cold front that will be moving through the east coming up Sunday evening to Sunday night, dropping air temperatures from Sunday from the low 60s down into really the mid to upper 40s by the time we reach Monday afternoon. So another front rolls in, a dry one at that, but it will have an impact on your air temperatures. It may make for a breezy day coming in on Monday as well. Tuesday, slim chance of a stray drop or two. Certainly nothing you need to go adjusting any plans over. And then we're at 62 degrees for Christmas Eve, 66 on Christmas Day, looking at 70 degrees by the time we reach the day after Christmas. Lots of sunshine planned for the middle to tail end of next week. So everything right now, while not looking like a white Christmas, certainly looking like a comfortable Christmas. That's all we have time for today's noon news and weather update from the First Alert Desk. I want to thank you all so much for joining me. We'll be back with more news and weather coming up at the top of the hour. Until then, have a fantastic rest of your Friday.